I'm ready to hunt. No, wait. I'm missing something.
Now I'm ready. Are you ready to kill, buddy? Do you wish to murder?
We're gonna murder later. Hello, I'm Austin, and today I want to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. Like everyone else, I played a bunch of World, and I had a fantastic time. I thought Capcom did an amazing job of streamlining the series while keeping the core and spirit of it alive. I think Wilds builds on that even further. It is more open and free-flowing than World. The monsters are incredible to hunt, and gathering the items necessary to create your arsenal of weapons and armor is just as fun as ever. It isn't a perfect game, I do have some issues that I'll go into later, but this is an easy game to recommend. One of the best games to play solo or with your buds so far this year.
I'm going to start with what you are likely to notice first. Monster Hunter Wilds is gorgeous. The environments are detailed with a bunch of little creatures running around. Each environment is filled with ingredients to collect, to craft a variety of potions or upgrade your gear. From forests to deserts, every area feels alive and it is breathtaking. It makes each hunt engaging. There's a lot more to each area than just running to a monster to fight it.
You can certainly do that. Just like you can run around New York and Spider-Man without web swinging. Why would you do that?
You can spend a good chunk of time just enjoying the view, fishing, or running around for small creatures to nab. Wilds is beautiful and it is fun to just get lost in nature and enjoy the varied biomes from snowy terrain to volcanoes. It isn't just graphics. Capcom focused on creating some more unique areas to explore, including one that gets you to run around on floating rocks. Great. Monster Hunter Wilds looks good. So does Kirby, and you don't see him bragging. What really matters is how it plays. Monster Hunter Wild plays exactly as you would expect a modern Monster Hunter game to play, and that is a good thing. The core gameplay is hunt monster to get parts to upgrade gear so you can hunt tougher monster. It is an addicting cycle and just doesn't get old. The core gameplay of Monster Hunter is here and probably better than ever. One major change that I really enjoy is the ability to bring two weapons with you in a hunt now. This allows for far more flexibility. Rocking a great sword, but a monster keeps flying away from the hits? Well, bust out that gun and show that monster what it means to be an American. We solve all our problems with guns.
That's how we do it in America.
I love this change. It makes trying out all the weapons a joy as well, since you can always carry one you know you like with you. Another change is the wound system. If you hit a monster in the same area repeatedly, you can wound it. Attacking the wound will deal extra damage and give you a monster part once broken.
This is a great system that encourages precision over just wildly swinging.
Wildly swinging is more fun though. To help with that is focus mode. This highlights the wound, making it easier to see, but more importantly, allows for more precise strikes. As a greatsword main, I use this all the time, even if I'm not targeting a wound. It makes cutting off specific parts, like tails, much easier as well. I feel so much more in control of my attacks. You can even adjust the angle mid-swing to correct for a monster moving slightly out of the way. Personally, this makes the big, heavy weapons more fun. I will say it is a tad disappointing that there's essentially no reason to capture monsters anymore. I usually always killed them anyway, but it used to be a nice option. Now I believe you actually get fewer or the same number of items. It can finish a hunt quicker, but that doesn't really matter with how quick the hunts can be now.
I think I can safely say this is the best combat has been in a Monster Hunter game so far. Everything is quicker and just snappier. This may be disappointing to some old school fans, but overall I think this was the correct direction to take Monster Hunter. Gordo agrees with me.
Another fantastic addition is your Sacred. This is your mount that lets you chase down monsters, manage your inventory, and swap weapons. These lovely beasts are a wonderful addition for both combat and exploration. In combat, they can pick you up if you get knocked down. You ride them to use potions or sharpen your blade while keeping mobility up. You can also do a nice jump attack off them to try and mount monsters or pepper them with bullets as you chase them or avoid attacks.
The Slinger also makes a return. It allows you to grab ingredients from a distance while mounted, interact with the environments just pulling boulders down on monsters, or fire certain ammo at monsters.
In exploration, these creatures can go all over the place. They can run up walls, parkour around, and will auto move to your destination so you can enjoy the view or grab items along the way. You don't need to get off to grab most items, you need to get off of mine. They haven't figured out that yet, but I'm sure they'll learn eventually. Just need to get these guys some thumbs.
The Sacred do an amazing job of speeding up the traditional Monster Hunter gameplay, and just help cut down on some of the more tedious moments.
Something I could do without is the long-ass story mode. Capcom seems to think it helped with sales, but I'm honestly not so sure about that. It isn't bad by any means, it just sort of isn't what I'm playing Monster Hunter for. Feels like it just serves as one long-ass tutorial.
This is one area I really want to hear from you guys. Do you think the emphasis on story really helped improve Wilds? Again, I don't think it's a bad story, it just doesn't really do anything one way or the other for the game for me.
There are games I play for the story, and games I just want to get in and play. I'd rather just get into the hunt than sit through cutscene after cutscene, but this is a very subjective point, and I don't think anyone is wrong for enjoying the added emphasis on story. One area I haven't really tried out is multiplayer. My friends haven't played yet.
I keep handing them controllers, but they don't seem very interested for some reason.
So this review is mostly a solo experience. I find solo, this game is still fantastic. I don't feel like the hunt drags on at all. While you will always have more fun playing this type of game with friends, I don't feel like I'm missing out as a solo player. Outside of hunting large monsters, you have the medium-sized ones to kill, gather some parts. There's a ton of small life to capture with your handy-dandy capture net. You can also go fishing, which has a whole thing to it with different bait and lures attracting different fish.
God, I love fishing in my video games. This is not a joke.
Monster Hunter Wilds is a massive game with even more content on the way. I can't wait for the more difficult hunts. The game is a blast overall, but I would say a lot of the current hunts are a little too easy. I would say they essentially serve as a tutorial and practice for the hunts to come, but I wouldn't have minded a bit of extra challenge here. If we want to talk about the downsides, I think the side quests could have been better. Most of them just don't feel necessary at all. Just running and grabbing different creatures or fishing. The literal definition of fetch quests. I also think actually finding and following the monsters is a little too easy. Your Sacred basically always knows where it is and can auto-run to it. This does take away from the whole hunting aspect of Monster Hunter. Makes it a little too simple in my experience. I would love for some of the harder hunts to make us, actually hunt down the monsters.
It is called Monster Hunter. I would like that second half of the name to still play a part.
It is also worth mentioning that a lot of people have complained about PC performance. I can really only talk about my own experience, and I didn't really have any issues at all. Those people just need to get good. Obvious skill issue. Jokes aside, this is something to keep in mind if you were interested in getting the game on PC.
That's why you should play Monster Hunter Wilds. This game goes from behemoth to behemoth, and I couldn't be happier for it. It streamlines and speed ups many of the core aspects, but keeps the spirit of Monster Hunter alive. I can see and understand how some of the older players may be disappointed that there's less friction against the player these days, but I do think that was the right direction to go overall. Monster Hunter wouldn't be nearly as popular otherwise. That said, I do have some issues with the side quests, and more importantly, I do wish hunting monsters felt like actually hunting monsters. The Sacred are an incredible addition that make both combat and exploration better. I love riding around the maps, capturing any small creatures, and slaying any large ones that dare to get in my way. Monster Hunter Wilds continues the trend of World of making Monster Hunter just bigger and better. If you loved Worlds or want a multiplayer Worlds, God, I keep doing that as well. If you loved World, no S, then I can easily recommend Monster Hunter Wilds, or if you just want a nice game to play with your buds. Mine don't want to play with me. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm nearing 100. That's a big goal I want to get to, so any subscription will really help me out, and I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a comment letting me know what you think of Wilds. I love to hear from you guys, and I'm curious on what you guys are thinking so far. Goodbye, and have a wonderful day.